about a half an hour drive outside of Yerushalayim, there is a formation, a breathtaking cave, a giant underground cave filled with stalagmites and stalactites. These are caverns in a cave filled with mineral deposits. And in this cave, it's an organized tour where they have tour guides guiding us through this amazingly massive cave. And there are stalactites dripping down from the ceiling of the top of this cave, and stalagmites of drips from the limestone coming down from the cave, building up toward the stalactites. So you have stalagmites going up, you have stalactites going down, and these crystals growing from the ceiling and from the ground, creating formations all over this cave. There's an English-speaking guy named Lily who gives us a tour, gives people a tour of this beautiful underground wonderland. And these formations look like famous people. They look like famous individuals. And you could say, oh, she shines a flashlight upon this person. And says, oh, this is Abraham Lincoln. And this person, this is this president. And this is a cartoon character. These formations look like things. And there was a very exquisite formation of a stalactite growing down from the ceiling and a giant stalagmite growing up from the bottom. And they are almost touching, but not quite. So I was leading a tour of students in Eretz Yisroel. And I said, Lily, can I tell you what this formation means? She said, go ahead. I said, let me tell you a story. There was once a Rebbe who was about to blow the shofar in Rosh Hashanah. And as he brought the shofar to his lips, he leaned forward, and all the Kehillah leaned forward to listen to him, but he couldn't blow the shofar. He said, I can't blow the shofar. He tried again. Couldn't blow the shofar. He tried again and could not blow the shofar. He said, I cannot blow the shofar until Shia comes forward. So Shia was a young chassid. He came forward. The Shia came forward, young 22-year-old man, 6'4". The Shia tell us, before I blow shofar, you have to tell us how you speak to your wife Chana. A little embarrassed, Shia came forward to Rebbe and said, Rebbe, I just got married a few months ago, and I'm 6'4". My wife Chana is 4'9". Yes, said Rebbe, tell us how you speak to Chana. So Shia said, when I speak to Chana, I have to bend down to speak to her. And Rebbe said, and what does Chana do when you bend down to speak to her? Shia said, when I bend down to speak to her, Chana stands on her tiptoes to try to speak to me. Rebbe said, oh, now I can blow the shofar. People say, Rebbe, I don't understand. Why 6'4", 4'9", Shia, Chana, bending down, speaking up, tiptoes, what do you mean, Rebbe? Rebbe said, when I was about to blow the shofar, I imagined Hashem being 6'4". Huge, distant, transcendent, a tall chassan in the Shir HaShirim. And I imagine I'm Chana, I'm 4'9", I'm so small, I'm so insignificant. How could I reach up to Hashem? He's so transcendent in the heavens. He runs the whole world. Me, little Rebbe, is going to sing a song of shofar to you. You care about my shofar. But then I realized the way you speak to Chana. You bend down to speak to Chana, and Chana can't reach all the way up to 6'4". She's 4'9". But she stands on her tiptoes to try to reach you. Shia. And then I realized that I can build a shofar. I, Chana, we, Klal Yisrael, we're 4'9". Hashem is 6'4", Kiviyachol. And he bends down to listen, and all he wants from us is to stand on our tiptoes to try to reach him. There is no possibility of our reaching all the way up to Hashem. But he wants us to stand on our tiptoes, to strive, to yearn, to want, to desire, to wrestle, to strive to reach him. That's the meaning, I said, of this empty space between the stalagmite and the stalactite. There's an empty space there on purpose. Hashem made an empty space on purpose between the kruvim because he wants to speak to us, but he wants us to yearn to speak to him. He knows we can't reach him. He knows that we cannot ultimately be like God, but we can strive to be chanun, berachum, erech hapayim, patient, rav chesed with giving, emistic, honest, notzer chesed, creative, emistic, no say avam vafesha, forgiving, benakeh. We can strive to be like him. We can't be Hashem, but we can strive to be like Hashem. As the Gemara says, Mahu rachum, af ata heyarachum. As he is merciful, you too act mercifully. Mahu chanun, as he is empathic, af ata heyachanun. You too should act with empathy. The way to reach Hashem, the way to reach that empty space is to strive to be like God, to act like God, to put into practice, to act in a practical way in our relationships with our husband and our wife and our children and our neighbors and our friends and our kehillah and those who need our help with chesed, with the same attributes that Hashem told us who he is. He is Hashem, consistent. He is Kael. He is leadership. He is Rachum, compassionate. Chanun, Chain, empathy. He is Erech Apayim, patient. Rav Chesed, giving. Emes, honest. Notzer Chesed, creative. Nosei Avam Vafesha V'chata, forgiving and V'nakeh. He is resilient. He bounces back from difficulties. Then we have to act like him. That's how we strive to bridge the gap in the empty space between us and Hashem.